Synergetic journal videos of my individual ongoing non-political manifesto, April 20th, 2026, The Closest Approach to Eternity in God, Part 4, Christina Herlovson's Anticipatory Design Science Synergetics Research Project. Continuing today, following the brief paragraph editing process of Part 3, I resume this layperson's attempts to understand what seems impossible to figure out from all that the computer technology and the universal communication process has become minus anticipatory evidence of Bucky Fuller's synergetics. It started out decades ago in the early 1980s, subsequent to voluntarily making a pledge at a seminar in California to Bucky Fuller that I would write for peace with his books in mind that no one asked for. It was spontaneously offered because his writing inspired me to associate his truths with peace in the world. I learned from writing each day for years that peace is complicated, and so is the layperson's hope to get such a purposeful objective across to the world's politics, religion, justice, military belief systems. Observations of those belief systems inspired me to write an acronym that was altered from time to time, eventuating PRJMWBSHM. Politics, religion, justice, military, war, belief system, hierarchical matrix, a contextual parameter with subsets that anybody can explore to further clarify the enormous undertaking that goes beyond peace on earth, goodwill to all men, which was automatically recalled from my memory today with no consciously derived reference point. Just now, though, I looked up the phrase on the internet to learn from Bing.com search that it comes from Luke 2:14, which I have never read, and signifies God's favor and the peace offered through faith in Jesus. Most modern translations apply to those on whom God's favor rests. In essence, assigning the message of peace to all good men on earth to a specific belief system omits the whole truth and implicates a self-other defeat against the manifestation of what goes way beyond peace all the way to equanimity that requires a conceptual model of equanimity independent of size for the human imagination's innate ability to conceptually formulate anticipatory realities that naturally involve the individual's cerebral circuitry design and its metaphysical mind referential to starting with the whole, WHOLA, not the part. This means to say that the whole is universe wherein nothing can be left out, much less reassigning this cosmic, logical, omni-rational, omni-considerate, generalized conceptioning of its abstract integrity systems to a human entity, Jesus, as the most favored of God, adhering this belief to a person named Luke, who attached his message under a number 214. 2:14 turns out to be the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verse 14, as part of the Bible's New Testament. Holy Toledo! Golly gee, what's a mind to think? Who in universe can make head or tail of this illogical diversion from a potential cognition and recognition of equanimity of one's objective curiosity into referential etymologies initiates with the concept peace in this case, but can get waylaid en route whereat unexpected redirection takes momentary control over an otherwise consciously coordinated thought-language composition relative to the most predominant objection. We have to go through the objective to reach the subjective. Must the subjection concerns be for or against the inherently inviolable integrity of the individual? Surely a rational thought process would not bypass its own balanced mentality and intuition of its integral psyche's personality, perspective, philosophy, the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps. Those 4 Ps are essential if they go everywhere with the individual intellect's trial and error explored survival stratagems. Humans solely depend on correlating survival stratagems to the support of all life, which omni-rationally does not go through any religion, deity, any chapter or verse in any book, holy or otherwise. Humans must read, write, decipher, search for definitions, etymologically explore words and concepts with a conceptual, mathematical, geometrical model of self-regenerating energy in mind that is eternally conserved, being neither created nor is ever lost in universe as memories of one's metaphysical generalized conceptioning fields of thought. Besides, all published books referred to as wholly from the ancient texts and contemporary renditions for any specific purpose related to any of the PRJMWBSHM factors at this point in time omitted by defaults correlatively to histories of human behavior in variously evolving civilizations from inception to fruition, general systems theory. In other words, holy books are not holistically comprehensible. Therefore, since general systems theory treats with phenomena that are holistically comprehensible, in quotes, the anticipatory design science thought process maximum system complexity consists of a dissimilarly quantified inventory of unique and non-intersubstitutable components. See Synergetic's Dictionary, The Mind of R. Buckminster Fuller. Discovery of any solution to a problem, however, requires gathering information relative to the energy systems regenerating patterning integrity that is integrally involved at every logical trial and error step in the process. Obviously, our diversion into a belief system of the PRJMWBSHM paradigmatic contextual process signals a grave mistake is underway. Grave, because death is in close proximity to the interim and final analysis, whether it is associated with alarm and concern or emotional reactions when digging a hole into one's own delusional environment that goes way beyond the end of the line. Truth in any case is not an attainment. Truth is a direction and a relationship. The only three directions in omnidirectional universe are in, out, around. Truth can be the product of the concept zero. Zero and system is one of the always and only coexisting complementarities that physics has found. Physics cannot find energy systems in verses of the Bible, as could not have the celebrated charismatic humans and their devoted followers of such times and places in human history, most of which was not written as a personal experience from moment to moment, nor to the most astute degree of any association and disassociation. Association and disassociation is one of the always and only coexisting complementarities that physics has found as the holy Bibles of the world made no reference to them, nor in any correlation with adjusting the a priori thought to a total reality of universal principles and realizing the truth belongs to everybody. If God is the synergetic integral of all truths, then logically the sound word must be the most accurate that the human imagination's truth-loving integral abilities to conceptually formulate anticipatory realities, which to date is eon. I have taken the liberty to rename the sound word for God in any spoken or written language anywhere on earth to the acronym EOM, which stands for Eternal Omniscient Mind. When thinking of both the metaphysical physical universe sharing the same design of equanimity model, which is the vector equilibrium, and which share the same design in both the physical and metaphysical, I have also written it in the uppercase UEOM, which stands for Universe Eternal Omniscient Mind. We can read in Synergetics 504.13, in quotes, God is the synergetic integral of all truths. Truth is special case and tends to articulate generalized principles, end quote. Analogously, this verb is third person singular present of be, am, are, and the third singular past was, keeps inspiring me to wonder how most accurately to imagine describing Yom, other than omnipresent, which cannot be as a human is or was, since the mind is metaphysical eternal, whereas the brain is physical, special case temporal. Questions where and when Yom's state of being might be suggest an analogous contradiction to the R factors, inculcating communication which is mindlessly indifferent to differentiation and integration, eternal integrity and experience, showing more determination to amass increasing numbers of followers than sincerely manifesting equanimity for all humans on earth, male and female. It becomes increasingly more interesting when associating the concept yom beyond all space and time, thereby inspiring wonderment about the eternal design of all that manifests in the universe to the nth degree of various species on Earth, one of whom is our mammalian species, as the female carries the seed and therefore is continuous. Awareness of the always and only coexisting complementarities, continuous and discontinuous, female and male, generalization and specialization, finite and definite, focal, push, pulling, and omnidirectional. Challenge our individual integral curiosities concerning Yome's design teams that designed every species on this planet, and all the planets, stars, moons, suns. Those minds must be billions of years in some direction, since our species is billions of years in their future, for them to observe the evolution behaviors, perhaps on monitors similarly to the monitors inside our eyelids, as handwritten text is mirrored there and noticed by the human observer after entering a dark room, lasting barely long enough with the captured light of the messaging to see its relatively scrawled lettering or facial images or shapes of the articulations from moment to moment experience. Thank you. Gratefully, faithfully, eternally, Christina Herlipson. Contact herlipsoncristina@gmail.com.
Tyrants pulling strings unseen. I was born to love my fellow man. I was born to defend life, not fighting these greedy wars, creating more strife. Confusing it with the tyrant you must please, for the many reasons that you must please. The tyrant who always needs more for profiting by what I was born to give. Born to give.